anyone can possibly care about is my attention.
It's so frustrating. Well, like, so the characters in this is not the first time in this show, in this season, where, you know, there is a contest going on, and the character who is being contested over says, and there's the truth of it. Like, Damon says, oh, it's about Viserys now, is it? And Damon says, oh, it's about you want me and my mum can't have me. Like, there's more going on here, but, like, they reduce it to love. They reduce it to petty love, right?
Yeah, well, it is very funny that, like, Aemond has not brought up the war and, like, his grunkle Ormond holding Tumbleton and his sister Helena being captive in King's Landing. Like, he's not talked about any of that. He's just interested in the psychosexual drama at home.
Well, yeah, Alicent was like, well, Rhaenyra's the queen, so we're going to have to deal with that. And Aemon's like, common dragon riders. She'll fall on her own. Don't worry about it.
Which
I'm
you know,
all cool with that, baby. It doesn't matter.
Which, to his credit, is currently happening.
Yes. I would like it if Aemond was upset that Baelor was sleeping in his room.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I had my furniture laid out just how I liked it.
I had that Harrenhal mural painted specifically for me, and now she's going to ruin it. She's gonna
better not move my books of philosophy and Valyrian poetry.
Although I suppose when Aemond returns to King's Landing, in his head, he will take up residence in the King's chambers, so he won't be going back to that room.
Finally, I'll get to sleep in my dad's room. I think it's really fun
This
how...
is where I was conceived. Ugh.
I think it's really fun how Alice, the murderer, is warning Aemond, the murderer, that Alicent might be a murderer.
I mean, we are speculating that Alice's plan is to have Aemond's children so that she can kill them. And she is warning Aemond that Alicent, who had Aemond as a child, is trying to kill Aemond.
Yeah, Alice and Alicent are both potentially trying to murder Aemond, but they're like, don't let the other one murder you. I want to murder you.
I need your special blood for my blood sacrifice.
Also, do you think the reason why Aemond wants to have sex with Alice is that Alice is short for his mother's name, Alicent? Like, they have the same name.
I'm sure it helps, but I think the main reason that Aemond wants to have sex with Alice is that Gale Rankin is hot.
Yes, that's it.
I think it's actually more the mummy stuff, unfortunately.
It's a funny coincidence, though.
Yeah, who would have thought it? I mean, so in the book...
There's a book?
There's a book that this show was once based on.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Fire and Blood, and it also has characters who are called Alicent Hightower and Alice Rivers, and they've got nothing to do with each other. Like the entire book.
But Aemond does have...
Yes, Aemond like goes to Harrenhal and has a relationship with Alice Rivers and all that. But there's no like line from Alicent to Alice as it pertains to Aemond, right? There's no connection there.
Well, yeah, I mean, Alicent and Alice don't meet each other, no.
Yeah, and like their names are never spoken in the same breath. So, and the show's put them in the same place at the same time, and Aemond has dreams sex with both of them at the same time. So the show has like made that line up, and it works for me at least. And the characters have the same name. What the fuck is going on here?
You didn't know.
I think not. Well, I mean, they have the same name. Did George intend this?
Are you asking me if George R.R. Martin intended incestuous undertones?
I think it's possible. I mean, there's the whole thing about Alicent having supposedly seduced King Jaehaerys before Viserys was king.
And also in the books it suggests that Daemon took Alicent's virginity.
Mushroom moment. What if Mushroom was a mutin? A slippery salmon.
Mushmutin.
The silly salmon. Alice says, you Targaryen boys all want the same thing, don't you? And then it cuts to Aemond mewing, just like how Jace was mewing.
What?
So that's
Yeah.
the one thing that Targaryen boys all want. They want to mew. They want to mog.
A song of mewing and mogging.
It's true.
Well, you're right that they keep making these shots of Aemond in profile.
Why would you ever show him front on if not to make some comparison with the eye? He was born to be shown in profile.
You know what they don't do is show Aemond in profile from the side of his missing eye.
Oh, I think they might do that sometime.
It's kind of an interesting shot to do, isn't it? So Alicent is feeling a bit overwhelmed, and she decides to sneak out to find a weapon on her dead protector with which to kill her son.
Well, I think she just went out to get some air and was like, "Oh yeah, Adrian Redfort's corpse. Let's," and then she has the idea to take it up. Like she's having a lot of ideas coming up in her head as they appear in front of her, right?
It's just
But
really...
because she gets the knife and then she's like, "Oh fuck, I can't actually kill Aemond, can I?" And then she sees the leaves and it's like, "Oh my god, the one time I listened to my daughter was about how I can kill my son."
Oh, is that the same poisonous flower? Right.
It all comes together. Yes, no, that is so. It's come full circle. Helena was telling, like, I can't believe Alicent was actually listening.
It's the power of love.
I really, really thought that that was not the case. I thought that Alicent was not listening to Helena, and that would be pertinent. But it turns out Alicent did hear and understand Helena.
It's important to listen to your daughter because it will help you murder your son.
Exactly.
Who's gonna bury Adrian Redfort? Like, the only other person at Harrenhal is the blind cheese man.
He's the butter man.
The
right?
butter. Well, dairy is
And, like,
his area.
We saw Tywin Lannister struggling to dig a grave earlier this season. How do you think the blind old man who churns the butter's gonna do?
Oh, dude, you know what they need to do? Like at night, the green men creep up from the lake and they grab Adrian Redfort's corpse and they drag him into the waters slowly.
Wouldn't it be more beneficial to them for the Weirwoods to keep the corpse though?
Maybe it'd be cool though.
Yeah. It is fun. It was fucking funny to me the first time I saw this when Alicent walked out into the Godswood and Adrian Redfort is just still there.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we have to deal with his body at some point, but supper is ready.
Yes.
And the broccoli will get cold.
It really feels like inexplicable murders are just something that happens every week at Harrenhal.
Especially in Harrenhal, yeah. I mean, someone dealt with the Ironborn corpses.
Yeah, where did they go?
What happened to those? I think the Weirwood just gobbled them up.
Yeah,
That's what happens in Sand Kings,
Yeah.
right? The corpses just get dealt with.
Well, I mean, the one thing that nature does is it deals with corpses.
Oh, yeah.
Nature's got a lot of guys for that. There's a whole system. There's a whole process.
It's had a long time to figure out what to do with corpses.
Yeah, what there should be around the Weirwood is bones, like in Bloodraven's Cave.
Yeah, man. What a visual that would be.
So, Aegon, Tyland, and Larys are walking away from Rook's Rest towards Maidenpool, but they bump into Tom Tangletongue, coming the opposite direction, even though Tom Tangletongue should be coming from Rook's Rest.
Weren't they going back to Rook's Rest after the people were fleeing from Maidenpool? Well, I mean, they're the same woods that we've seen them in throughout these episodes.
Right.
I think that they were going back to Rook's Rest, and we see Tom Tangletongue coming out of Rook's Rest towards Maiden, like, away from Rook's Rest, right?
Right. It's just kind of confusing because they were going towards the fleeing people who were fleeing from Maidenpool,
The Mutant Army.
but now they are going towards Rook's Rest and they are also moving in the opposite direction of the people.
I think people are just moving around, man.
Okay.
Because they, at the end of the episode, they're at Sunfire, who
Yeah.
was near Rook's Rest.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, why is Tom Tangletongue leaving Rook's Rest? Good question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Tyland was saying, oh, we can hold Rook's Rest against the Mutants, but I guess the people of Rook's Rest decided that they can hold that. So they're fleeing.
Yeah, I suppose it does make sense that, like, oh, fuck, there's an army coming. The gig's up. Let's go.
Does Tom Tangletongue know that that's King Aegon?
That's a... It...
I guess not, because Janos just discovered that and then Janos immediately died, so I guess
Yeah.
he doesn't know.
But he does know that that's Highland Lannister.
So why does Tom... Wait, how does he know that it's Tyland Lannister?
Because he's wearing lions on his jacket.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been very secretive about it. I love the look that Aegon gives Tyland when he finds out that the army's looking for him instead
Yeah.
of him. Because it's like, oh fuck, if you hadn't shown up, we wouldn't be in this bind. Like, what has Tyland's presence actually done for us at all?
I mean, if Tyland just, like, ripped off his buttons and wore a hood,
Shaved his head, maybe.
it'd be fine, right?
Yeah,
If he just took Tom Tangletongue's charming hat,
exactly.
he'd be fine. Does Tyland know that Jason is dead?
Well, why are you asking me, man?
It'd be nice if they acknowledged it. Because, like, I like in this episode that Thailand does the brave thing to stay by Aegon. That's kind of fun. Like, he's kind of a comical character, but he does have some strength in him. It would be an interesting, easy way to give him some pathos to talk about the death of his twin brother and how he feels about his twin brother, who was a douchebag.
Or maybe he could, like, not know that his brother is dead and assume that he's still alive and speak like, oh, if we go back to Castle Rock, my brother will be treating you nice.
Yeah.
And we can feel sad for Thailand for being mistaken about that.
Yeah, that should have come up. So Aegon decides that he will face the Mutin army and die brave like a man.
Yeah!
I think this is the season of Too Little Too Late. Like, Daemon is belatedly realizing, maybe I should be a good dad. And, like, Aegon is belatedly realizing, maybe I should be a brave, worthy king.
People all around realizing, oh, what if I'd thought about things before I did them?
It's fun that Thailand is being brave. It looks like Shariko has found the courage inside Thailand, brought it out of him. There is a lion within.
That could be it, yeah.
While Laris is fundamentally self-serving and does not love Aegon enough to die with him.
I mean, his reasoning is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I like how Laris is like, well, there's no way that I can help in this fight meaningfully. And he looks at Thailand, because Thailand also, as one man, probably can't do anything really. So it's fun, because this is that idea of glory again. This is like Kristen.
Yes.
Like, Aegon and Thailand are seeking a glorious death like Kristen did.
Well, it's interesting that Laris tells Aegon, I will give you your glorious death by making sure that your story and songs are, happy and legendary.
Yeah, which of course Laris doesn't actually give a shit about, presumably.
Are you sure?
Well, once Aegon's dead, Aegon is no longer useful to Laris.
I think that there might be some sort of genuine emotional connection between them now.
Yeah, well, we saw a bit of that in season 2.
Yeah. I think that it is real. And I think that Aegon feels it as well, because at the end of the scene, when Laris rides off and Aegon and Thailand go on to face the army that will kill them, Aegon looks back and he's like searching for Laris, as if in disbelief that the guy who's seen him through all of this is leaving.
So you reckon their partnership is not at an end?
Well, I think that it wasn't as cynical as it could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it obviously was cynical, but I think that towards the end, at least, especially once Laris had started being honest with Aegon about how he really felt about him, Aegon respected that. Yeah. And it allowed them to actually develop some sort of honest relationship.
Yeah.
And now it's over because Laris has to go.
Yeah, it is like a bit genuinely tender and sad, I think. It's not played as like a purely cynical betrayal.
Yeah. I like how everyone's reasoning is solid.
Yeah.
Thailand says, well, it's honorable as well that Thailand says, I can't let Aegon face an army that's meant for me.
Yeah.
Lovely. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of riding the line between cynical and heartfelt, riding the line between foolish and honorable. It's funny that they invoke the Seven. Like how Kristen evoked the Seven.
Well, yeah, it's funny that Laris brings up the Seven. May the Seven be at your side. Laris saying that. Are you serious?
They also bring up dust. Gawain said Kristen gave himself to the dust, and Aegon says he doesn't want to die covered in dust.
Yeah, I think so. Kristen is heavy on the mind of the viewer in this scene, where Aegon talks about how he doesn't want to die in ignominy.
Ignominy.
Ignominy. Monogamously.
I don't want to die monogamously.
So he's chosen to die as a king. Better to die on your feet than die on your knees, I guess.
Aegon says to be buried as a king with my dragon. Like, I think Aegon's like, if my dragon is dead, then I'm dead too, and I want to be with my dragon. And that makes it so beautiful when the dragon comes back, and the dragon's all fucked up and half dead, just like Aegon is kind of fucked up and half dead.
I mean, we've been yapping on and on about how we want something magical to be going on with Sunfire. I mean, kudos to you for predicting / hoping / loving the idea that Sunfire will be mangled and like half dead, and like there'll be a please just let it die element to Sunfire coming back. Are you upset that there was no Laris blood sacrifice resurrection of Sunfire?
I think there are interesting ways that they could have tied magic into it, but I think the way they did it is acceptable. I will be unhappy if they don't give us any more explanation of the Gold Cloak murders and how they were pulled off, but I will not be upset if there's no further explanation of Sunfire coming back, because, you know, dragons are mysterious and magical, like, you know, their eggs can turn to stone but still come back. I'm okay believing that a dragon can appear dead but then come back.
Yeah, we also were theorizing that it might have something to do with Helena's pregnancy and a potential miscarriage/abortion, and like Helena does have a vision of some stuff going on with her pregnancy.
Yeah.
Just before we're shown Aegon coming back with Sunfire. So maybe, like, I doubt that they're actually connected, but it is of note, I think, that they are shown one after the other.
There's magic in the air.
Yeah. And I think ultimately it comes down to Aegon's spirit being Sunfire's spirit. And when Aegon decides to be brave and stand up and declare himself the king,
Absolutely.
Now you see me as I am, that's Sunfire's cue to be alive again.
Yeah, Aegon embraced the fire within himself, and that awoke the fire in Sunfire.
Yeah, there's all this talk of people renouncing their dragons.
Yeah.
Aegon is embracing his dragon.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Big fan of all the Tom Glencarniisms in this scene. The grunting he makes when he gets off his horse, and like the self-assured when he says, "I'll die as a king."
No, he's a great actor. He's a great actor.
And a great character.
We see Sheep Stealer flying in, and I love how Sheep Stealer looks all kind of asymmetrical and awkward when he flies.
Yeah, Sheepstealer didn't go to like dancing school.
Yeah.
Didn't grow up at court.
Not an elegant dragon.
So obviously this next scene has a massive dragon battle in it, but I like how it starts with Caraxes like kind of swooping Sheepstealer a little bit, like, hello, I'm here now, we have to deal with each other. It doesn't come off as like aggressive, but as like knock knock.
Yeah, well, like they keep saying, dragons are not precise instruments. And like here, Daemon and Rhaena are trying to have a very delicate, complicated conversation, but the presence of the dragons makes it impossible. Like if those 4 dragons weren't here, then I think the Daemon and Rhaena and Rhaenyra may have managed to have a constructive conversation. But because they had 4 giant lizards screaming at them, it turned into violence. And that's the nature of the weapons.
Politics is supposed to be a precise instrument that can conceal actual intent, whereas like war and violence are imprecise and betray intent very clearly.
Yeah, they can't hide their anger when the dragons are there.
Yeah, and the dragons are just the ultimate expression of the rider's emotions.
Yeah.
Rhaena says when Daemon first approaches, "Don't come near, he does not heed me." And like, obviously she's talking about Sheepstealer, but also Daemon is not heeding Rhaena because he keeps coming and invokes Sheepstealer to attack.
Yeah, but Daemon needs to sort this out, or else Rhaenyra's gonna possibly eat Rhaena, you know?
Yeah, anything's possible.
It just sucks because if Rhaenyra actually talked to Rhaena, I think she would be very sympathetic, or she could be, would have been if they talked before the Gullet.
Yes, if anyone had talked to Rhaena before saying, "Oh, we're going to send you off to the Vale and then Pentos to take care of the children," then maybe all of this could have been avoided.
Well, the thing that Rhaenyra should have said as soon as she saw Rhaena was, "Where are my children, Aegon and Viserys?" And Rhaena's answer is, "I don't know." And then Rhaenyra's like, "What the fuck do you mean you don't know? I gave you this duty to protect them."
Yeah, Adam, Baylor, Daemon, deal with this. I'm going to Pentos.
Yeah, that's kind of what logically she perhaps should do, but I think partly they don't want to remind us of Aegon and Viserys because the show doesn't want to confuse us with those characters who aren't actually strictly important right now.
Which, on some level, fair enough. And on another level, sort of, why did you introduce them?
They are Rhaenyra and Daemon kids.
Yeah, and
so
I think
they should
for the sake
care.
of the story, Daemon and Rhaenyra do need to have children together.
Especially when Daemon is like an empire builder, right?
Yes.
Like he wants to start a line of dragon riders who rule the world, so he should care a lot where his children are.
Especially his sons.
Especially on his current arc, which is about suddenly caring about his children.
Well, he's suddenly caring about his daughter.
So Rhaena says that, "Oh yeah, I intended to live in exile for the rest of my life, but after 1 week of that, I decided it sucks actually."
Yeah, the berries, not as good as the ones in court.
Yeah. And I like that because it's like authentic to stuff that teenagers do.
Oh, totally.
I think, you know, making some big declaration of changing the life as a rebellion and then going, "Yeah, okay, actually, I still want to live at home."
And just like every other teenager in the modern age, Reyna has decided that instead of living out on the streets, she's going to chase a big lizard to prove herself as worthy of her parents' and step-parents' attention.
Who among us has not done the same?
And, you know, if I'm not successful in pursuing the lizard will kill me, and then I won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, many such cases.
It all makes sense.
It's interesting that Reyna is going after Vhagar, because Vhagar is her mother's friend.
Yeah, shit.
Reyna is running away from her father, running towards her mother, in a sense, her dead mother.
And in fact, Lena claiming Vhagar is the story that ultimately inspired Reyna to claim Sheepstealer.
Yeah.
So it's sort of her own story that she's chasing.
Vhagar killed her mother. Reyna is chasing her mother's killer.
Yeah. Why don't they ever say this? Why does no one ever say that Lena... There are so many ghosts in this story, and I think that more of them need to be acknowledged.
I agree. It's tough, though, because there's a lot to acknowledge, and they can't acknowledge them all.
Like, it'd be so easy, though, if, like, the first time the word Vhagar is said in this scene, Damon says Lena's dragon. He just, like, says that in disbelief. Or, like, Reyna says mother's dragon.
I agree.
The dragon's a part of their fucking family.
Yeah.
It's also the dragon of Damon's dad,
Yeah.
Balon the Brave.
Yeah, well, it's also the dragon of Visenya, who they name-dropped in Season 1, Episode 1, and who they name-dropped in Season 2, when Rhaenyra compared herself to Visenya, and Jace is like, you don't want to be like Visenya.
I feel like the other two writers are more pertinent to this conversation, though.
That may be so. It's also, like, we talked about how, you know, Kristen's going for a glorious death, Aegon's going for a glorious death, and now Rhaenyra's going for a glorious death,
It's all about,
Vhagar.
yeah, proving yourself in death.
Yeah, but men's lives have meaning, not their deaths.
Yes. First we'll die, but... I mean, we'll die, but first we'll live.
I do really like Rhaenyra's costume, how she looks all, like, beat up and ragged, and, you know, she looks like she's been living on a lizard for a while.
And I think Phoebe Campbell's performance really sells the I am so absolutely desolate and isolated and desperate and will do anything just to feel something.
Yeah. I feel like if Jane gave Rhaenyra, like, a sleeping bag and some beef jerky, she'd be happier.
But Jane doesn't like Rhaenyra.
Doesn't have to like her. Be smart. She's a politician. Like it's really funny how, like, Jane alienates her dragon riding ally in the same way that Rhaenyra alienates her dragon riding allies.
Yeah, well, I think Jane doesn't even want to think of Rhaenyra as an ally, but yes, she absolutely is and should be.
Everyone needs to stop pissing off the people with the nuclear lizards.
But they're annoying.
They are annoying.
Damon says, "Let me help you," and Rhaenyra, like, backs away. Like, what the fuck? Is this a face? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Who is this guy? This is the episode where Damon says both please and sorry.
And let me help you.
Like, what?
Yeah, if you were watching this episode in isolation, if you hadn't watched this show before, if you skipped all the Damon scenes prior to this one, you would have a completely incorrect image of the character in your head. I do love that Damon finds commonality with Rhaenyra in that, you know, I wasn't born with a dragon either.
Yeah.
I had to go out and it's all true. Caraxes was previously the dragon of Rhaenys' dad, Aemon.
Yeah.
And Damon was older than an infant when he bonded with Caraxes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun because Damon, like, usually projects the idea that I'm better than everyone, I'm stronger than everyone, I was never weak like you, but he was.
Here, he brings up, like, I was once a poor, defenseless child as well. My mother died, and Viserys sank into sadness, and I had to do something, so I claimed Vhagar. I claimed Caraxes.
I suppose Viserys had Balerion when he sank into sadness.
Oh, I think Viserys claimed Balerion when he was a bit older.
Did he?
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's all too little too late, as we keep saying. And also, there are some other dragons here to ruin the party.
I do love, yeah, like, as we said, I love how Damon, like, offers some fatherly love, offers to help, shows some vulnerability, and Rhaenyra's reaction is, who the fuck are you? Like, she doesn't trust it.
Yeah. You are betraying me.
Yeah.
You betrayed me. I hate you.
I love the in Phoebe Campbell's voice. You betray your own daughter! I love it. It's a good performance.
You have to abandon your dragon Reyna to get away from it all.
Yeah.
Because if you ride a sheep sealer, they'll just tear sheep sealer out of the sky. So you've got to run away on foot.
Yeah.
This is a very foot-based dragon confrontation.
Right. Look, I think it's a great sequence, but I also think it's very silly that Damon's like run away. Like, does Damon really think that Raider's gonna get away from the 4 dragons on foot?
It's characters acting in desperation again, right? What other fucking choice does she have?
Well, I do think it's interesting later when Damon's like, you know, I was doing everything to keep Rhaena's secret from you, and Rhaenyra's like, who do you think I am? Like, do you think I'm gonna kill your daughter?
And
Really?
If you recall what Rhaenyra was like in season 3, episode 2, after Jace died, yeah, I could believe her trying to kill Rhaena after that.
Well, but the Rhaenyra of the show has never killed an innocent person or barely killed anyone. Has Rhaenyra killed anyone?
She killed Otto Hightower.
Yeah, and she had a lot of difficulty beheading her enemy.
Yeah.
So, like, why would Daemon really think that Rhaenyra would hurt Rhaena?
Jace is dead because of her. I think that Daemon is sort of justified in thinking that that's the one thing Rhaenyra would compromise on her principles for.
I guess.
And also, Daemon projects all the time, and if someone
Yeah.
killed Daemon's child, he might kill that person,
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's it.
depending on if he noticed that his child was dead.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. If a girl was to blame for the death of Daemon's son, I think Daemon would eat that person.
Yes.
And I think Daemon wrongly projects that onto Rhaenyra.
But also, maybe Daemon's just red fire and blood and expects Rhaenyra to, like, do anything ever.
Well, everyone just like keeps saying, "Oh, Rhaenyra's gonna do something evil. Rhaenyra's gonna do something evil and impulsive," and it's kind of this self-fulfilling prophecy. Like she really hasn't done any atrocity.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's just, like, in Helena's room asking, am I cool?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm cool? You're younger than me. You know what's cool.
Yeah, the dragon sounds are so good. They did such a great job with
Thanks.
the unique sounds of all the dragons.
Thanks, man. I tried really hard.
Oh, you did that. It's a little known fact, but Gladys actually did all the dragon sounds for HBO. It was all just like one session in the recording booth.
Yeah, I was in there for 3
The
hours.
screeching, the flapping.
No direction.
Yeah. No, he just does that. He didn't actually know he was being recorded. HBO just put a microphone in Gladys's house and
Fuckers
just...
did not pay me.
Yeah.
I am sort of freakishly good at it.
You're not bad.
Okay.
It's because your mother was half lizard, right?
Hey, we've been over this.
Okay, sorry. Should stop bringing that up.
You would say that to me in my own pajamas?
And Adam goes and chases after Rhaena. I just wish that once in my life I could sprint through a grassy field wearing a big red cape. Like, why has that not happened in
You
my life?
can do that.
I need to get a cape.
You aren't using your free will enough.
It's true. What's that line from? Sometimes I think that I'm not using my free will to its fullest extent. What's that from?
I know that from the top comment on a Trey the Explainer video where he drives across the US because of an anime arc.
Oh, I think that's where I know that from.
Really?
Fantastic.
Yeah. You know, it's great video, everyone. You should check it out.
Yeah, Trey the Explainer. Steel Ball Run. Check it out.
It is fucking silly that Adam is running after... Like, just fly your dragon to the other side of where Rhaena is to stop her from... Like, you could get closer to Rhaena.
Yeah, I agree, but also, like, there's a non-zero chance that Sea Smoke accidentally steps on Rhaena flat.
That's true.
Like, I really like the way they portray, like, dragon logistics. Like, yeah, like, dragons can get around and they can break stuff, but they also can be more destructive than you intend.
Yeah, we saw in season 2, episode 1, when Rhaenyra was looking for Luke's corpse. Rhaenyra, the perhaps the most cautious dragon rider, is still like when she crash lands on Cyrax, knocking huts down and ruining people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
She could have killed people.
Yeah, no, I really like the way they portray it. Like, I like how, like, Daemon and Rhaenyra are experienced dragon riders. They can control their dragons pretty well. And then you got, like, children, like Luke and, like, Aemond at first, who can't control their dragons very well. I don't know why, like, Adam... Like, it's a question mark for me, like, has Adam been trained? Does Adam know how to control his dragon?
Maybe this will... I hope that'll come up in what we expect to be a big bombastic battle next episode.
Yeah, I think we certainly are going to find out if Ulf and Hugh can control their dragons. Yeah. Which is a big question mark at the moment.
And it needs to be said, Tessarion only took to wing towards the end of season 2. how experienced is Darren? Like Darren and Tessarion obviously grew up together, so like they're bonded. Tessarion probably listens to Darren, but how accustomed are they to flying together and being in combat together?
Well, Tessarion appears to have been chained to the floor for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
What if Tessarion can't even fly anymore?
Yeah, those muscles got to move.
That would be the saddest thing ever.
Yeah. That really pisses me off about Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9. I know, I'm talking about it, finally, whoa. You know, when the dragons inexplicably tunnel out of their dungeon beneath the pyramid.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, guess it's fighting time, and they fly up immediately. Like, they've been chained down there for 2 years.
I thought that they were like released by Daenerys's people.
Tyrion unchains them. Oh, you mean like how they get out of the...
Yeah, I thought at that moment someone must have like opened the doors.
No, they're like tunneling out.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do you like see that?
Yeah. It's fucking dumb.
Man, someone should make a video about that episode.
Shit, I'm busy. House of the Dragon. It's really funny. So, in my Season 6, Episode 8 video, I was like, oh, I might have to wait until after House of the Dragon to make the next one. And I meant, like, Season 1 of House of the Dragon, because it was 2022.
Turns out
I
you
didn't
meant
mean the whole
entire
fucking show.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes it'd be like that.
listen.
Also, did we talk about the fact that we see Tyland's mercenaries leaving this episode?
No.
Like, Tyland has 2 mercenaries with him, and it's like, where were they while he was digging that grave last episode?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Like, that's a straight-up plot hole, right? Like, it's very weird that they introduced these mercenaries.
Yeah, the people that Thailand pays to do manual labor for him.
Yeah, so like, what? Like, they should have just not had the mercenaries in this episode, you know? Like, why did they put the mercenaries in this episode if they were absent from the grave digging scene? That makes no sense.
Because otherwise, if they hadn't shown us leaving, we would get to the scene at the end of this episode and be like, where were Thailand's mercenaries?
Well, they never should have brought up the mercenaries at all. Yeah, why
Yeah.
are they in the show? It's very strange. I feel like there might be like cutscenes and shit in this episode.
Yeah, maybe. Although it is still like long. It's a long episode, isn't it? Yeah.
As lengthy as a snake.
There are some pretty short snakes.
Yeah, I like how all the other dragons have like their musical screeches and songs, and then Sheepstealer just goes
Like a goose.
honk.
Like a car horn.
It's like trying to do karaoke with you. Glidus is hitting the high notes. I'm just like. So all the dragons and all the people are yelling at each other. Rhaenyra's furious about Daemon's deception. She finds out that Rhaena is the writer of Sheepstealer. But I love like the sound of the scene. I love the dragons. I'm sure like this was a technical, like a huge challenge as a technical thing. Like having these actors having to interact with 4 CGI dragons as well as 3 actors simultaneously. That must be a huge challenge.
Yeah, the tension of this scene is all created like post-production, right? So, like, being able to act with that tension that doesn't yet exist is, I think, quite cool.
Yeah, I think it's super impressive. I think there is, like, a little bit of an inherent goofiness to actors having to react to CGI monsters who they can't see. And I think there's a bit of that syndrome where the actors are sort of going, like, wow! Just, like, looking around at something that they clearly can't see.
No, they're looking at the tennis ball on a stick.
Yeah.
That's the entire point.
I think like mostly it is great, the energy of this scene.
Yeah,
And
I can't think of a shot that you're talking about that has that feeling to it.
Well, I'm thinking of one shot in particular of Clinton Liberty going, wow!
Okay. I just you know, chalk that up to Adam being all, he's all turned around.
Yeah.
He's never been here before.
No, his population is dis.
Yeah.
And
com.
Yes. Thank you.
You forgot about the com.
I dropped the com.
You dropped the syllable there. That's all right. I'm here to pick up after you.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, no, I think it's a great scene. I mean, look, this is one of those episodes that when we watched it, we were like, what? Banga bonga? Like, this is far from the books. Like, there is nothing even remotely like this scene in the books. Like some of the scenes added in the show are like, oh yeah, I guess that like could have theoretically happened. But this is like, whoa, wowza.
None of these words are in Fire and Blood.
Wowza, woza. Like, Rhaena does not have a dragon at this point in the books.
Rhaena's not even a relevant character in the book.
Rhaena is like enjoying lemon cakes in the kind hospitality of Jane Eyre at this point in the books. So we are like pretty far off where we're meant to be.
We're several realities away from that at the moment.
This is why George Martin said this is no longer my story. This is pretty far from George's story right now. So Rhaenyra discovers that Rhaena is the writer of Sheepstealer. I think it's really, really important if Rhaena said right now, hey, I didn't kill Jace.
It was pirate.
The pirates killed Jace. It feels contrived that everyone is just choosing to believe that Rhaena's responsible for the death of Jace when she really wasn't.
Not really.
Yeah.
I feel like Rhaenyra needs to accept that ultimately Jace was responsible for the death of Jace.
Yeah, and obviously that's really hard for her to accept emotionally, but I still think
like
that...
she wants to pin it on someone. That's why she's been searching for Sheepstealer's writer. Like, she might actually understand that it was the pirates, but she wants to attribute it to someone whose skull she can look at. Well, that's the whole problem.
Well, it reminds me, and, forgive me, it reminds me of the Mad King play that we saw recently.
I thought it was going to be Dune or Halo 2.
Well, there are three things that I will reference every week.
Sometimes it's BoJack Horseman. Sometimes you have a dark horse in the race.
Yeah, no, that's true. Aha, got him. In the Mad King play, Robert Baratheon talks about how he doesn't have closure for the death of his parents because he never saw the bodies.
And he gets out into the ocean. Yeah, his parents died in the shipwreck.
Yeah.
And he goes out into the waves and slashes at them with his hammer or his sword. So slashing at the waves, what a wonderful metaphor for the futility of grief.
It's a wonderful play. And because Robert can't get closure for the death of his parents, he instead wants to kill Daenerys and Viserys, and he wants to see the bodies of Elia's children, Aegon and Rhaenys. So like, he wants bodies. He wants the corpses of his enemies because he can't get the corpses of his parents. He can't get closure. And I think that's similar to Rhaenyra. She's like, she can't get closure for the death of Jace, so she wants to blame someone else and she wants to kill them.
Yeah, she needs a symbol. She needs something to attribute all of that grief to. Robert also, like, I thought this was really fun. It is sort of a departure from book lore, how Robert is upset with Ned that... I mean, no, he does mention this in the book, in A Game of Thrones. But he's upset with Ned that he never gets to see Lyanna's body and that Lyanna is, like, interred with the Prince of Winterfell instead of... he says in Game of Thrones she should be on some hill somewhere looking over a beautiful sunrise or something like that. And, that, like, we didn't know that grief was made apparent there and then at Robert's Rebellion.
But of course it was.
And, like, tying it back with Robert's grief about his parents, awesome.
Yeah.
Really good play, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, good play.
Yeah.
There's a video about it on Alt-Shift-X that will link in the description that you can watch now, and we intend to make more videos about the Mad King play.
Yeah, they just happened to do it at a really poor time for us.
Yeah, I mean, forgive us, but we've been a little bit busy with all this stuff we're covering simultaneously.
There are videos though. We did our pre-play chat, and then there's a post-play podcast that I did with Alt-Shift-X. Sorry.
With who?
Alt-Shift-X.
With who?
Alt-Shift-X.
Unbelievable.
He doesn't let me make the dragon noises.
What's the point otherwise? I do love seeing Rhaenyra snarling with Cyrax snarling in the background. It's perfectly done.
Yeah, she's accepting her dragon. Like, Rhaenyra is a dragon when she screams for Rhaena, it is finished.
Look at the misery on Phoebe Campbell's face.
Yeah.
Great performance by Phoebe Campbell.
Yeah, immediately falling to her knees, Rhaena does, when Rhaenyra says, like, is Rhaena expecting to be beheaded immediately?
It's so real. Like, when you're a teenager and you, like, fuck something up and you break a rule and something breaks, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna be grounded and my parents will hate me forever.
Yeah,
like, this is how you feel. Yeah.
I mean, the stakes at play in Rhaena's story are, I think, a little higher than most teenagers have to deal with it, when they grow up. But it feels like that. Like, your life is over.
Yeah.
But maybe Rhaena should have the wherewithal to say, yeah, but the pirates killed it. Like, it was actually more complicated than you might think.
Well, Alan should be saying that. Like, Alan should be like, hey, Rhaenyra, I saw the pirates. Well, I guess he didn't
Alan
say it.
didn't see.
I guess he didn't say it. But still, like, Alan can say, I killed Shariko, I avenged the evil pirates in this battle.
Here's Abigail Thorne's skull.
I mean, there were a lot of witnesses to Jace's death. I guess that most of them were burned by the dragons.
Yeah.
But like a lot of Valarians saw Jace's death
The-
and should be able to report what really happened.
The truth is that Sheepstealer's role in Jace's death was Moondancer couldn't help Vermax. That's
Yeah.
basically the result.
Yeah, the pirates who did it though.
Yeah, so Rayna's involvement is like complicated and hazy and not straightforward.
I mean, it's true. But like, none of it would have happened if Jace and Baylor didn't defy Queen Rhaenyra and run off together.
Yeah, but Rhaenyra can't blame her son because her son is dead.
I think blaming Baylor makes more sense than blaming Rhaena.
Yes, because Baylor could have freed Rhaenyra, could have stopped Jace,
Yeah.
and chose not to. Yeah, I feel like the show does need to have given us something between Rhaenyra and Baylor.
Yeah. Yeah,
Other than, like, distance.
I feel it should just be like discussed a bit.
Or even a talking down to would be nice. I mean, she did sort of get that in the next episode. Haven't you betrayed your queen? Haven't you all betrayed your queen?
Yeah, briefly.
Why shouldn't I kill you all?
Yeah. Yeah,
But I think we need more than that.
yeah, I agree.
I so need to see how the Foley artists did this.
Oh yeah.
I need to see the methods by which they made these sounds.
Yeah, I think this is like an incredible triumph of sound design and just like the CGI I think is really, really cool. And just like the blocking, like the choreography, if you can call it that, of the dragon fight is incredible. Like the different behavior and fighting styles of the different dragons. I love how Caraxes like darts in with his noodle neck.
Yeah, I love feeling like when Caraxes joins the fight, it's like, okay, kids, show's over.
Yeah,
like, Big Daddy Caraxes is fixing everything now.
Yeah, because the thing is, Cyrax, as far as we know, has never been in a fight.
Yeah.
Sea Smoke went to war. Caraxes went to war.
Sheepsealer's been living rough for decades.
Sea Smoke's been taken on some ornery rams, but Cyrax has done nothing as far as we've seen.
So when Daemon gets on Caraxes and tries to intervene, it is sort of like, okay, show's over, dad's come, like he's whipping you kids into shape.
I really like how Cyrax attacks Sheepstealer, and Rhaenyra did not order it. Rhaenyra did not say Dracarys.
Yeah, but Rhaenyra felt it.
Yeah. But it just shows how like she's not in control.
Yeah. Well, earlier this episode, Helena asked, do you really think you haven't been altered? And Rhaenyra's wishful thinking, it proves untrue here. Rhaenyra should, like, at the front of her mind should be her dad telling her, we do not control the dragons.
Yeah, well that's why she's worried that there are dragons that she doesn't control running around the countryside.
Rhaenyra, you don't control any of the dragons.
Yeah, look, I really like this scene. I think that it does kind of continue a trend that we've complained about before, which is conflict happening due to misunderstanding. Like Rhaenyra's misunderstanding of Rhaena's involvement, you know? But like something very real is that Daemon is lying and Rhaenyra is avoiding, and Rhaenyra has a right to be angry about that.
That bit's real, and to be fair, the whole thing about Rhaenyra's involvement isn't so much a like it requires clarification, but it's not as though it didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas there's some things...
Rhaena did fuck up, absolutely.
Yeah, like the frustrations in season 1 concerning the plot being contingent on misunderstandings, I think were bigger deals.
Mm-hmm. Remember Viserys' prophecy in season 1, episode 1? All the dragons roared as one.
Yeah, man.
It's happening.
That's it.
I love seeing Rhaenyra's rage, like, with her dragon. Like, I've been complaining all season, when are we going to see Cyrax do something? Here is Cyrax doing something. Like, I think the dragon should be used as a political symbol to show Rhaenyra's strength. Like, I think the problem is that Rhaenyra's strength is not being respected. If Cyrax was out there seen publicly, maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah, like...
Instead of this happening in a field somewhere.
In the Fall of King's Landing, Rhaenyra lands on the This Is the Stuff balcony with Cyrax. Cyrax screams, it was the stuff, and all the soldiers were like, oh, I'm surrendering.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Do that more.
Do that
Rhaenyra.
more.
Yeah. But also try not to, burn people alive, so it is tricky.
Yeah, pretty please try not to do that. I like how Sheepsealer takes the time to scream at everyone individually.
They deserve to be screamed at individually. I mean, I think that Sheepstealer is, like, afraid and, like, asking for mercy. Like, Sheepstealer can't win this fight, and Sheepstealer knows it. That's why Sheepstealer runs away. I feel so bad for Sheepstealer.
Yeah, didn't ask for any of this.
Sheepstealer's just, like, the weird, like, antisocial dragon who just wants to be left alone and eat sheep. But Sheepstealer keeps getting dragged into these terrible, awful
like,
fights.
maybe it was nice that this princess came along and wanted to eat eat sheep with me, but I didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, exactly. Poor sheep stealer.
They're doing this to me at work tomorrow. So Reyna and Rhaenyra climb up Cyrax to leave, and like it looks like Reyna has to put her foot on like the wound on Cyrax's neck to get up.
Oh
That
my
must
God.
fucking kill.
Oh my word. It's just so stupid and self-destructive for Team Black as well, because if they had like the patience to like tame Sheep Stealer or just train Sheep Stealer a little bit, they have an extra dragon,
Well,
and their victory is all but assured.
Daemon did say in episode 2 that a wild dragon cannot be tamed.
Yeah, but
Because like it appears to be there's a difference between a dragon that grew up with the Dragon Keepers in the Dragon Pit, etc., in the
Yeah.
Targaryen tradition, and a dragon who has none of that. It's a wild animal. You can't tame it.
yeah, I guess.
It's very pointed that Daemon tells Adam and Seasmoke to fuck off and let me deal with this, because that's how Sheep Stealer gets away in the end.
Yeah, do you think that Daemon, like, from the start is thinking, I'll let Sheep Stealer go if I can? Because I think that, like, Daemon understands the importance of the bond between Rider and Dragon.
Yes, Daemon knows, like, if we kill Sheep Stealer, Rhaenyra's, like, all over.
Yeah, because as far as we know, like, riders can only have one dragon in their life. So if Daemon really does kill Sheep Stealer, he is condemning Rhaenyra to live forever without a dragon, which from Daemon's perspective is like the worst fate ever.
Yeah, they just had a conversation about how isolating it can be to not have a dragon as a Targaryen.
Yeah. Yeah,
I haven't had a dragon my whole life, and I feel pretty torn up about it, honestly.
Me too.
Bear is a close surrogate, but not quite.
Who's Bear?
There's my cat.
Bear is your cat.
He has no teeth. And he goes like... In fact, mimicking Bear is why I'm so good at the dragon sounds.
I think Bear might be a dragon.
Okay, so maybe Daemon doesn't want to spare Sheep Stealer because he does say, kill him, Caraxes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, and then Daemon gets knocked off his saddle because he forgot to chain himself onto the saddle.
Whoopsie doopsie.
That's a rookie error.
Yeah.
Look at that neck.
It's such a net. He looks like,
Look at that neck.
He looks like such a penis.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it sounds like a fucking Pokemon cry.
Yeah, it does.
Poor Sheep Stealer has to limp off into the distance. But he makes it out alive. It is really cute that Caraxes, like Daemon's knocked off Caraxes, and instead of pursuing Sheep Stealer like Daemon told Caraxes to, Caraxes is like, oh, I have to nuzzle you. I have to make sure my brother's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's such a sweetie.
Yeah, no, it's a wild, wacky scene, but I like it.
Me too.
Nice to get some dragon action in our dragon show.
Hell yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have been holding out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rad. And unique. Like, we've never seen anything like that in this franchise.
Yeah, I think they are trying to give us new stuff all the time.
Yeah, I think to this show's credit, like, every action sequence is different.
Oh, totally. And, like, not just different for House of the Dragon, but different for anything that I've ever seen, at least.
So the thing about Get Out is that Rhaenyra's in the sunken place. Who is in the sunken place in this show?
Pretty much everyone.
Pretty much everyone. Who is, like, under the thrall of someone else? I think Mazzaria
Darren.
might be in the sunken place.
Darren is in the sunken place.
Yeah, no, that's true. Darren is in the sunken place.
Alicent's been in different sunken places her entire life.
Yeah, well, Alicent is sinking deeper into a deeper
Yeah.
and worse sunken place with every season of House of the Dragon. But yeah, I think Darren's a good pick. George Martin writes about weird sex stuff and relationships and parents and incest.
This guy wrote Meat House Man. Read
Yeah.
Meat House Man if you want to understand the depths of George R.R. Martin's weird psychosomatic hang-ups.
Yeah, George Martin wrote a sci-fi story about a man having sex with a corpse who was himself. It's a long story. It's a short story, actually. But I'm just glad that House of the Dragon is just unabashedly diving all the way in to, like, the weird psychosexual relationship stuff.
It is interesting that George says that this is no longer his story, and in many ways, I agree. This is not a George R. R. Martin story anymore. It's definitely not Fire and Blood anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a lot of George's stories.
Yeah. Well, as we keep saying, like, this story has a lot in common with A Feast for Crows and, like, Cersei's storyline. And yeah, it draws from a lot of like Martinian themes and ideas. Like, you could argue that this story is more George Martin than George Martin's book Fire and Blood.
Than Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Fire and Blood is like the least George Martin-y book because it's not a novel.
Yeah, and the guy writes novels, it turns out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a complicated and unique beast, but I'm glad they're doing something ambitious and unashamedly weird. It's unique.
I agree.
It's grand and big and unique. And I think this episode in particular is one of the more hot messes in Hot D.
Yeah, man.
Like, this is like the good and the bad. Like, this is the we're so back and the it's so over. Like, this is like the ups and the downs.
Like,
and
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like, the scene between Rhaenyra and Mysaria, like, alone is, oh my god, awesome. And also, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's truly a best of times, blessed of times season, I would say. And I'm sure, like, you know, the people who like to be performatively toxic and outraged will be at their most performatively outraged and toxic.
But to me, this whole season is like a cinematic blunder piece.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's swinging for the fences.
It's a ghastly, adulatory mess.
They're going all in, and I love that for them.
Good for them.
I love that for me.
I'm quite bewildered that Sylvie says the Iron Throne is 100 little cocks vying for attention, and in response to that, Mysaria says the Queen won't be hearing petitions anymore. Like, is she saying that the petitioners are cocks as well vying for attention?
Yeah, maybe they just cut some dialogue from the script. I don't know.
Or maybe Mysaria just wants to get on with the point of the scene.
I think Mysaria has heard enough of Sylvie's penis
Yeah, maybe
allergies. Maybe this is all Sylvie talks about is penis and allergies, and Myzaria's like, yeah, okay.
It's like Corlys and his sailing.
Yeah.
Hey, you talk about what you know.
Life is like a penis, Mysaria.
It's long, and sometimes you don't want to deal with it.
It's hard. It gets harder the longer that you play with it.
Huh.
Wasn't that like a Nintendo slogan?
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
I really liked it in this scene with Sylvie. Mysaria is speaking very formally and speaking as though she were talking from a throne or being a politician. Like, before she was all like, I'm no sly, I'm the white worm, I know all about the goings on.
Now I am in the council, I'm in front of the throne of cocks.
Yes, she's the fancy lady at the throne of cocks.
Everything about Mysaria in this scene, and perhaps this entire character, is so performative. Because she says to Sylvie, the Queen has turned her back on her people, and then she like performatively turns her face to Sylvie and says, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what the people are saying. Come to me with your troubles. And Sylvie calls her out on that shit. She says, is this just a game to you? Are you just playing here?
Yeah.
Did you ask me to come here just to look at you doing this?
Yeah. It feels very true that Mysaria has changed and become vain.
And like, what other character that, like, the show has no other character than Sylvie who can call Mysaria out like this.
Yeah.
No one else is Mysaria going to care about.
Well, that's why I'm so stoked that Sylvie is in this show. Like, she's such a necessary voice. And I do still hope that this might develop into a certain book line as well.
Oh, I don't know, but maybe season 4, question mark. Red circle in the thumbnail.
I reckon they will.